Welcome back to ESPN First Take, presented by DirecTV.
The stash is back. Those were the words uttered by one major leaguer at the start of the baseball season. And Jason Giambi's lip sweater near all-star worthy showing may have proved it. But if you're still in disbelief, how about this? Next month, the American Mustache Institute will give out the first annual Robert Goulet Memorial Mustahced American of the Year Award. Your chance to nominate and vote for the person who sported the best furry upper lip. The executive director of the Institute, Dr. Perlut, is with us. 5 nominees from the sports world is what you bring us today. Let's do the top 5 as you see it that could get the most votes, starting with number 5.
Yeah, Keith Hernandez last year won the greatest sports mustache contest of all time.
As he should have.
Yeah, as he should have. Well, I don't know if he should have, actually. It was done by popular vote. And in this case, it might have been a question of voting for the man and not the mustache. And, of course, there's some concern within the mustache community about the performance enhancers that Keith uses in coloring his mustache.
Or a better-looking stash.
Well, is there any such thing as a bad-looking mustache?
I won't answer that. Let's go to number 4. The number 4 nominee from your opinion?
Sean Merriman, actually, when he was going around talking to doctors about his knee problems, he came to the American Mustache Institute and we did a thorough look at the knee. And we told him that he could actually use his mustache to make up for the lack of power within the knee. The concern is that right now, this picture doesn't necessarily show up. He's sporting a very thick beard right now. And the beard will actually detract from some of that power he would get from the mustache. So we've advised him, you can play, just go mustache and you'll be okay.
Number 3 nominee that you have for us?
Yeah, in 1981, when Walter Cronkite, Mustachiopithegus, left the airwaves, there were really only a handful of mustached newsmen still left in the airways. With Pat O'Brien, Geraldo Rivera, John Stossel, and people like that. And Ed Werder, who is
one of our very own.
One of ESPN's very own, does an outstanding job reporting on the NFL, has been one of the few brave souls who has been able to continue to champion the mustache while still providing NFL coverage and other sports coverage in a delicious lip-sweatering way that really pleases your audience. So kudos to, he's a credit to his people.
How about number 2? I think you're going away from the ESPN family now.
Well, of course, you've got the NFL season upon us, and it's interesting because in 1982, the NFL brought in the American Mustache Institute to begin working on a program to help beef up the Mustached Americans in the coaching ranks. And certainly it has paid dividends because you've got great coaches like Jeff Fisher, Andy Reid, and Mike Holmgren. And as an aside, this is very interesting, Andy Reid, Mike Holmgren, and golfer Craig Stadler are actually the same person.
Number 1, I think I know where you're going with this one. It has to be Jason, right? Oh.
Well, aside from the American Mustache Institute, which of course is the bravest organization in the history of mankind, behind only the U.S. military and the post-Jim Henson Muppets, no one has probably done more for the mustache in the last year than Jason Giambi. So I certainly think he is going to be a very strong contender for the Robert Goulet Memorial Mustached American of the Year.
No doubt about it, because he shaved and then brought it back to bring his power back even. How about there had to be some people that got left off your nominee list?
Yeah, there are some other people. Certainly Michael Phelps is going to be considered. People will nominate Michael Phelps. My concern with Michael Phelps is this, is that he shaved his mustache prior to the Olympic Games. He really didn't compete in the Olympics with it. And he
slowed him down.
He would have actually increased his time to sped the times up. Now we worked with Mark Spitz in both 68 and 72, and in fact he gave me this Speedo, which is kind of gross, but and he also gave me one of his medals as a reminder. But certainly you saw the impact that Spitz's mustache had on his performance.
Right. But again, I mean, well, all right, I won't argue. Anybody else?
Well, I think you could look to someone like Jason Campbell, because Jason Campbell, the Washington Redskins, is in a very unique position in that he could become only the 2nd mustached American quarterback to win the Super Bowl behind Doug Williams and other Redskins. So, in all the history of the Super Bowl, Doug Williams has been the only mustached American to win the Super Bowl. So Jason Campbell has an extremely interesting opportunity. So certainly he could be a candidate if someone wanted to, throw his name in there.
That's very impressive there. How about, is there somebody maybe, if you could shout out to them this year to say, grow the stash, be on the list for next year?
Well, let's take a step back to 1993 and to a photo of, one of the great drivers in today's NASCAR field. Now, clearly, Jeff looked much better with a mustache in this 1993 picture.
Okay.
And I think that if he were to bring the mustache back and stand out from his or her Mustached Americans, that he could be a viable candidate for next year's award.
Better with the stash. All right. It's one man's opinion, I guess. Doctor, it was great having you here. Thank you for all the information you provide us, and great stash.
Thanks for having me on.
And if you want to learn more about the voting or the charity that's associated with it, Challenger Baseball, you can log on to AmericanMustacheInstitute.org.